Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be days, but we are not confused. We are going to do a seed time and harvest reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So the purpose of this is to take a look at one of the very many seeds that you may have planted in the past to see what kind of harvest that you might have coming in. The purpose of this is to take a peek at one because there are so many things that we are constantly doing and participating in and taking part in. And so we have lots of different harvests that we're constantly pulling in. They overlap and so on. So we're going to just take a peek at one and what a possible harvest is coming in. And so this may or may not resonate with you. So what we have for you, Sagittarius, is that in the past you decided, and this was the seed that you planted, to be cautious and wary of the actions of other people around you. So I feel like you were trying to do something or take some type of action, make a decision, and you had some other people who were either presenting options to you about what you should do or trying to present some type of idea to you as well about what you should do. And I feel like you had your own idea about how you were going to do it. I'm picking up very strong like investment vibes. So it could have been some type of project or something that people wanted you to invest in, or a way of doing it, but you were cautious and wary of what they were presenting because you weren't sure if it was better than what it was that you were already doing. So you didn't just take it at face value. And because you did that, it looks as if you meticulously and slowly were able to get your money back or to get some type of financial gain. And this is going to result in you having enough funds to be able to also offer to others and to either reinvest into other things. All right. So I feel like this was fruitful for you. Being cautious about whatever this was that people were kind of trying to bring to you or action that they were taking allowed you to carefully and slowly be mindful about what you did with your money so that you would have money in the future to spend and to give. And under this deck, I have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So there may have been some type of betrayal in the past where people may not have provided you with truths about something and you lost a lot of money, I feel. And that might be why you were in this Nine of Wands energy in the first place. And that's why you decided to start this off like that, and you were rewarded for this. So let's clarify this with a few other cards to get a little bit more details. Okay, yeah. So with this Raven card and darkness looms on the horizon, I feel like you knew that there was a chance of being betrayed because in the past, looking at this, you were. And this is you coming out of that energy of being betrayed and maybe not even wanting to trust people or work with others, but knowing that, in whatever this field is, that there is some need at some level. I feel like you're a giver. I feel like you are a person who likes to give back, and you might have been taking advantage of that before. And so because of that, you are now able to kind of choose your words carefully, be mindful about, what you invest in. So when this says choose your words, I don't take it as just being like a verbal way of how you are speaking to others, but like your words of like what you create, because we create with the word. And so you're mindful about what you put your energy into, who you connect with, who you link up with, who you work with, because you have found out that it can get you wrapped up in places you don't want to be and you lose. And because you were careful and mindful about what you invested this energy, and I feel like this is soul energy. It's not just money. Money is an energetic currency, and that's why we call it currency. So regardless of whatever the denomination of that is, it's a currency, and you're careful with that energy. And you said, you know what, I'm going to be mindful about who I work with, the ideas that I feed into, and so on. And because you did, you've got enough right now to where you can actually, you've got energy to spare. You've got enough because you got something back, and you can be fair and balanced and just in the way in which you give this energy out because you're more careful with that. All right, so let's get some more cards here. Okay. So yeah, I feel like, the reason you had so many people coming up and trying to work with you is because they could see your light was shining brightly. This is my Castle in the Sky card. If you haven't had a chance, you can check out my Castle in the Sky readings. They're awesome. So people could see this energy, and they knew that you were going somewhere, and they knew that you were on the way to some new horizons, and they wanted to go with you. And as we know, not everybody could come with us where we're trying to go. And I feel like in the past, you're the kind of person where you try to take everybody with you when you're doing things, but you're recognizing now that you can't do that because you've been betrayed, you've lost a lot, and people put a lot of swords in your back with mistruths and just straight up lies to try to get you to do what they thought you could do for them. But all that ended up happening was that, with the Ten of Swords, you're pinned to the ground. You're not doing anything. You can't go anywhere. Your desires to move, all the things that made you attractive to these people in the first place are now null and void because you cannot do what you initially set out to do. And so you're just left here, and you're not able to move. And so with this being in reverse and you coming out of that energy and having to get a truth for every lie that was told to you and back yourself out of that, now you're back in the energy where your light is shining brightly, you're going places, you're on your glow up, is what people will say. And now people want to try to jump on. All right, it's like Mike Jones. And I have a mix too with this. You can check that out as well. It's called I Am Facing My Shadows. Mike Jones, back in the day, he had a song, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. I feel like you were hot, and then people jumped on you, and they left you there, you were pinned down, you didn't have anything, and they jumped off, and now you got yourself back up, you dragged yourself out of the grave, and now you are back on, and people are back again, they're coming back on you, okay? So, okay, last plug. I've got one more reading. It's called You Dug Yourself Out the Grave. If you want to check that one out, you can do that as well. It's a play off of Uma Thurman's role in Kill Bill, and that scene where she had to dig herself out the grave after she was buried alive. So you can check that out as well. Okay, so last one, sorry. So I feel like you are now in a space where you are trusting that there's a divine plan. I feel like you're not quite sure where you were going to get this abundance, because it's like you're in a desert place, kind of like a wandering place, but you're trusting a plan inside of you. And I feel like other people, when they look at you, they might see your light shining and they know you're going somewhere, but they don't see what it is that you're actually moving into. Like there's nothing visually around you that's proof that you are going somewhere, or that you have some kind of idea of what your come up is going to be, because I'm picking up very strong energy of people seeking, and I see vultures, because sometimes vultures are in the desert and they kind of scan for carcasses. And since you were in the Ten of Swords energy, the vultures come to pick off the carcasses of what's left behind. They are not able to, that's just what they do. And I felt like the energy you had was of people that were coming in, and they're not really bringing anything, but they're trying to see what they can kind of get at, what's left over off of what other people kind of have. And if they could find somebody who was suffering and they were not really doing well, and they could come in and finagle their way into a situation, then they would. And with this, I'm picking up that these are vultures that are oh, there's no carcass and there's no water and they're just in the desert. I'm just going to fly over because I can't really pick it up. But there are some people that just your light, you look very sure of yourself. You look like you know what you're doing and that you have a place that you're getting to, and it's attracting people to you. All right. So let's clarify a little bit more. All right. Okay. Yeah. So before, I feel like there was a sense of kind of being on this repeat, cycle of, you would help people out and try to help them, and then they would betray you, and then you would have to get up, and then people would leave you, and this would keep happening over and over and over again, enough to where you were able to see the pattern and you were tired of it. And so you decided that, you know what, I am moving forward going to be more careful about who I work with. I'm not going to just try to, let somebody come in with a really good game and that talks some good talk or has a really good idea, but nothing to back it up or proof that they've ever done anything like that, or that they'll be loyal to me if I were to let them in on whatever it is that I'm doing. And you decide you're not going to play this game. You're stopping that story, not doing that anymore. And because you did that, you took yourself out of a cycle of chaos and conflict. And 33 is the number with this. So I feel like you got mastery over the situation because you had to go through it so much. And so because you were kind of enlightened through experience, you know how to identify it when you see it. And because of that, you are avoiding so much chaos and conflict that would come down the road when these individuals that are not supposed to be on this path with you, or that may not have the best intentions towards you, recognize the abundance. They kind of, I'm also picking up that vulture imagery, they kind of pick and take everything until there's nothing left, and you're just, you know, a carcass, and then they leave you. You know, it's only when your energy is popping up, like you have something about to happen, that you're drawing people in. And what you did is you decided to be meticulous and mindful about who you worked with based off of the energy that they were giving to you. Are these people that are there only when times are good, or only when they know they're going to get something out of it? Or are these people that will be there to help pick me up off the ground? You know, are these people that are going to help remove these swords from my back so that I can then move forward? You know, and then will this allow me to have longevity in what it is that I'm trying to do and have true balance and justice in the situation? All right, so let's do a mystical wisdom card. Okay, so yeah, I feel like before you recognized also that you kind of needed a break from what you were doing. I feel like you were always trying to work and always trying to get something going, and you just took a break from it and you just allowed yourself to kind of go with the flow, you know, smell the flowers, allow your dreams to carry you instead of trying to carry your dreams, and then find people who want to jump on your carpet with you and ride it. You know, I don't know how the engineering of this works with a magic carpet, but like I would assume that if you have too many people on it, it's not going to carry the weight of all those individuals, you know. And I feel like because of that, like you were able to make better choices about who to work with when you took a break from this energy. You weren't stressed out all the time. You weren't always trying to make stuff happen. You could really just allow stuff to happen for you naturally. And then you could be more mindful about what you are going to intentionally put your energy into. All right. As opposed to just throwing all your energy out there and just running and spinning your wheels, and then not having a lot to show for it except for betrayal and loss. Okay, so let's do another card. Okay, healing. Yes, this time off that you took allowed you to really heal and just decompress is what I would say. Healing to me is also decompression. You might have had individuals around you that were just protecting you. It could have been your spirit guides, your ancestors, or I feel like it's just you were feeling very enveloped in ethereal energy that was protecting you. It could be in the form of a person that was there for you when you were going through this, and it allowed you to kind of change your perspective and also let go of the resentment maybe that was attached to feeling deluded in working with people that betrayed you and not being able to move forward past that. And because of that, now you're able to appreciate the people around you that you put the energy into, and you feel loved, and you also feel like your voice is being heard. I feel like before you felt like maybe you were being used as like a pawn to accomplish things for other people. Now I feel like you're able to push your energy through because the words that you're speaking, you know, like we said, choose your words carefully to create the space that you want to be in and the types of things you want to experience. Your voice is being heard and it's being translated clearly because you are surrounded by people who support you and who love you, and you can actually be grateful for it. There may be an energy where you weren't grateful before because you were still kind of, you know, in this energy of this betrayal and always expecting for that to happen. All right, so yeah, I feel like, you know, when you made this decision to kind of protect yourself. There was a creative venture possibly on the horizon, and you saw it as a positive thing. You know, it could also be a creative energy inside of yourself that you were going to create something different for yourself, and you saw it as positive, although you might have struggled because of what you went through in the past. And now, because you have decided to move in the direction that you did, the power of divine grace is within you. Not by works, but by grace are you accomplishing all these things, all right? So, and also know grace is sometimes it's not deserved. It's not, you don't have to prove yourself as worthy to have it. It's just, it comes and it works for you, and it's there because it's there, all right? And you have divine grace that's making this happen, all right? So, wrapping up with our abundance cards here, in the past, you were able to clear some debts of heavy burdens that were emotional, you know, feeling emotionally tied to all of these projects, creative ventures, people, situations that you were pouring into. Lots and lots and lots of baggage is what I'm picking up here. And because you did that work to kind of clear that so that you can have a clear channel for your energy, now you're able to focus on a clean energy. The card literally says clean energy food. And the idea is that you are increasing your energy levels because you are able to be intentional about where you put your energy, what you work with, who you work with, what you create around you, and it raises your vibration. It gives you more opportunities. You have better relationships, and then it becomes this beautiful thing that's reflecting back the energy that you're in of abundance and feeling like you're balanced as opposed to being drained and overburdened and taken advantage of, okay? So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius, for your seed time and harvest reading. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you on another video. Thank you. Bye-bye.